Burhan sat in a dim corner of the library, buried beneath stacks of textbooks and handwritten notes. The physics and biology formulas spread before him felt like an unsolvable riddle. He whispered to himself, "There must be a meaning beyond these laws and equations." His mind searched for a flicker of light within the complex machinery of existence. At that moment, Ibrahim approached with quiet steps and sat in the chair across from Burhan. He had sensed the storm brewing in his young student's mind. In a gentle voice, he said, "Look, Burhan, you know that every one of these books in the library has an author. How then can we imagine that the massive book of the universe outside this window does not have one?" Burhan raised his head with curiosity. Ibrahim pointed to a tiny speck of dust dancing in a beam of light on the table. "Let's start with the smallest things," he said. "Atoms. Those invisible laborers spin with magnificent order. Chance could not maintain such a delicate balance for even a second. Every atom is a seal of the power that placed it there." Ibrahim's words nudged Burhan into deep reflection. The young man looked down at his own hands. Each of his 5 fingers was a different length, and every joint was perfectly designed for a specific function. "Think about it," Ibrahim said. "If your fingers weren't shaped this way, could you hold a pen or pick a flower without crushing it? This hand is not the work of randomly scattered atoms, but of an artist who knows you." Ibrahim stood up and walked toward the large window. Outside, the setting sun was painting the sky in vibrant shades of orange. "Look at that sun," he said. "It is over 1,000,000 times larger than the Earth. If it were a millimeter closer, we would burn. A millimeter further, and we would freeze. Who is it that revolves it like a stone in a sling and prevents it from falling?" Burhan joined him at the window. Together, they watched the majesty of the setting sun. Ibrahim continued, "Everything is in order. The stars do not fall, and the planets do not lose their way. The universe is like a giant book, with every page written with wisdom. Our duty, Burhan, is to learn how to read this book." Burhan's gaze fixed on a tree outside. He saw the branches blooming with the arrival of spring and the intricate veins on every leaf. Everything seemed to be speaking a silent language. "Teacher," Burhan said, his voice trembling slightly, "then science is actually the effort to understand how God wrote this world." Ibrahim nodded in approval. "Yes, my son, every law of physics you study is a manifestation of divine will. Every biological process is a piece of art. If an inkwell cannot write a poem by itself, this magnificent universe cannot bring itself into being. Every existing thing shouts, 'I am here, and someone made me.'" As they left the library, Burhan's steps felt lighter. Ibrahim placed a fatherly hand on his student's shoulder. "Remember, Burhan, the greatest ignorance is to see the book and deny the author. You are a reader now." Burhan looked at his teacher with gratitude. The world was no longer just a heap of matter to him. Night had fallen, but for Burhan, everything was bright. He lifted his head to the sky and looked at the infinite stars. Now every star was a letter, and every galaxy was a sentence. He had turned the first page of the book of the universe with awe. A single sentence echoed in his heart. "I have found you in everything.